Hi everyone. I wanted to give you a real quick rundown on the evaporator I built this year. You might have seen it in my previous boil video, but it's basically based on a bunch of old bed frames that I had that I cut up and welded together, made a nice little chassis, and it accepts these two chafing dishes that you just saw a second ago. Built a nice box out of it, as you can see, and then later on I went and got some 16 gauge cold rolled steel that I wrapped around all of the sides to enclose the entire thing into a closed cavity, basically. On the back end, I put a little flue pipe on this side here, but then I brought it outside and put it on a brick and block enclosure. And, the next morning, I added a hearth and a couple of doors in the front, and actually some blocks over the top. You'll see here to kind of close in the front, give me a little fire control, and the bottom actually acts like a rocket stove, and I get some really nice velocity in there. Plus, it's a great place to put your feet. Now here I am enjoying myself, and as you can see, I changed from a 2-foot flue to a 5-foot flue at this point, and it really increased the draft, and it was great. Another thing I did really quickly after that was adding these bricks to the side to help insulate the metal panels on the side of the boiler. Later in the day, the wind was kind of fierce, and I had to chain the flue on so it wouldn't fly away. And actually, during the day, as the snow melted, my whole pit started to sink, and by the end, it was about 2.5 or 3 inches. Yeah, here we go. It's actually boiling over a whole bunch on this one corner because it's really sinking down into the muck. So I definitely have to re-level the pit. And okay, so here it is back inside. There's that burned crud, and I decided I want a heat shield right about here to keep the flue gas off the back side of the pan because it was kind of charring a bit. And then I started putting angle iron around the inside. I'm sure you can see that first piece on there. And here it is, flipped over upside down. And this is to basically make a frame underneath the pans to keep the fire from licking up the sides of the pans as much, to try and reduce scorch. Here it is assembled. I didn't want to put a full metal pan on the bottom because I would really like the fire to hit the pan to really heat it up and get it a vigorous boil. So this is what I'm trying now. Then to fix the flue problem, I just dropped a couple of rebars into some pipes, a little chain wrap around the flue. First off, it used to be over here. I moved it over there. It's a much more level piece of ground. It's not perfectly level, but I'm basically on a piece of bedrock now, and it's essentially level. So first problem solved. Second of all, you can see I had to made a tripod and a little tarp to keep my head dry tomorrow as I boil. Okay, I took off this course right here. It used to be patio block laying flat. I took the patio blocks off, put on another course of block, which basically raises the firebox up about 4 inches higher than it was. And then I put those patio blocks I used to have all the way around to keep the edges of the pan insulated so that the heat stays in. You can see my nice little flue chain down over here. So I've got that on. It's just barely missing my piece of wood up there, so shouldn't have any fires or anything. And that's about it, guys. I'm going to call this a done build, and this is how I'm going to use it from now on, unless something strange happens tomorrow in the next boil. But this is about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed my build and the subsequent modifications, and see you soon.